All right, let's start with question 21. Anybody want to give their answer? All right, Braden, what answer did you get?
I got B.
You got B, and B is correct. Can you explain how B is correct?
It said if writer's rate stayed the same, how much of the steps was finished in 1 hour. So I just multiplied the two things. Keep changing. Oh, can I say?
Yeah, there's a little.
Wait, no, I divided. Then I did keep change flip.
There you go. We're going to divide the test by the hour, and then keep change flip. And here's your multiplication, proving your answer of 5/16. Perfect. Very good. Okay. And let's go down to 22. Keelan, give me some input here, bub.
For x equals 40, I got 50.
Okay, how did you get 50 if x is 40? What did you do?
Let me get my calculator. So, first, it got the x, so I'll multiply 40 by 0.5.
So you did the distributive property.
Yes.
Okay, so replacing x with the 40.
So 40 times 0.5 is 20, right? So then I multiply 60 by 0.5. That's, 60 times 0.5 is 30. Then I add them up together, and I got 50.
Very good. Main key, substitute your x with your number. He chose to use the distributive property here. Still got the correct answer. Can you follow order of operations and still get the same answer? Like do parentheses first and then times it by half. Well, what's 40 plus 60? 100. What's half of 100? 50. So you do have two methods here. All right, our second one will replace the x with negative 80. And what answer do we get? Keelan?
Negative 10.
It is negative 10. The third one, we're going to replace the x with 100. And what answer choice, Monica? 80. And then we're going to replace the last one. We're going to take the negative 40 and replace x with that. And what answer do we get, Keelan?
10.
You get the 10. Perfect. Okay, question 23. A random sample of 10 fish from 2 ponds was completed. The results are shown. And based on the samples in the table, we're trying to determine the statement that best compares the length in each pond. Now, your statements bring up similar phrasing. Generally longer, generally shorter, but then it also brings in less variability and greater variability. What two measurements are they comparing in this problem? As in, like what measures in like mean, median, mode, and range? The mean, when we use the term generally, we're talking about the mean. So generally references the mean, or even looking at the data. And variability, Sam, what did it mention? Is your range. Now, if you look at the data, and we're focusing on pond A, is their data more smaller numbers or more larger numbers? They're more smaller numbers, so which ones can we eliminate based on the generally longer or shorter? We're going to get rid of A and B because A's numbers are smaller than B's. So their fish are going to be shorter. Now we have to look at variability, so we need the range for each of these. What is the range for A? Biggest minus smallest. Even? 15. What is our range for pond B? Biggest minus smallest. Sam? 14? Oh, it's 12. Okay, biggest minus smallest. So if A's range is larger, what does that tell us about the variability? Brooklyn, if the range of A is larger, what does that tell us about the variability?
There's variability in time B.
Very good. There's going to be greater variability since it has the greater range. Perfect. All right. Question 24. Mr. Thomas owns a rectangular property that's 52 feet long and 35 feet wide. So if 35 is on the left, where else will 35 be found, Sam? On the right. And if 52 is found on the bottom, it is also going to be found on the... Okay. Okay, hold up on the answer. If 52 is on the top of the rectangle, what is that also going to give us a measurement for? The base of the triangle is also going to be 52. Very good. We're told that the area of the whole property is 2,600 square feet. So that tells us that the rectangle plus the triangle is 2,600 square feet if we're looking at their areas. Which of these do we know? We can find the rectangle's area. What is the area of the rectangle? Okay, base times height. And say that one more time, Eben.
1,820.
1,820. Okay, so if the rectangle is 1820, and we know that combined with the triangle, it's 2,600, what information do we now know? Sam? Keelan?
I remember because Brandon showed me. So you gotta subtract 2,600 from 1,820, and you get 780.
Good. Because of this, we know that the area of the triangle is 780. Now, how do you find the area of a triangle?
Based on height divided by 2.
Okay. The formula page that you're going to be given tells you 1/2 base times height. Is that the same thing? Yes. Okay. So using the formula on that page, 1/2 base times height, we know without a doubt that the triangle is 780. What do we know about the base? It's 52. And we have a height. How are we going to find the height of the triangle? Well, what's 1/2 of 52? Because if we look at the 780 equals 1/2 52h, we need to work that 1/2 of 52 out first before we divide. So 780 is equal to 26 times the height because you only want 1/2 of that base. So 30 is the height. If you got 15 for your answer, the 1/2 was forgotten about in the problem. That was the common error in this one. 25. Which expression is equivalent to that one? I want a good explanation on this one. Eben, hand up, hand down. We don't know.
I think I remember. Y'all remember how I did?
All right. I'm going to give it to Eben. Start us out.
So I wrote all the parentheses. Well, no, I combined the parentheses by doing distributive property.
Okay, so you distributed -2 and x plus 4, so -2
Minus 8.
-8. Okay.
And you know, I removed the parentheses from 3x plus 8. And it'll be negative or minus 3x plus 8.
Well, there's a problem there. This minus sign that's in the middle changes the 3x and it changes the 8. So you were right on the minus 3x, but what about the plus 8? It will be a minus 8.
So that's my like terms, and my final answer is negative 5x minus 16.
Negative 5x minus 16 after you combine the like terms. Perfect. Watch out for that center minus sign. It changes all the things, the terms in the following set of parentheses. Okay. 26. Miss Evan allows her students of the week to spin a reward wheel. The reward wheel is shown. We're going to select the words to select the words that correctly complete the sentence. Sam. Unlikely and close to zero. How did you get unlikely for your first answer?
There's 16 things on the chart,
There's 16 things on the chart,
and there's 2 that give me 5 points.
and only 2 give you the 5-point bonus. Very good. And it is unlikely because, yes, it is closer to 0. Very good. Okay, 28. I think we're on 27. Isn't 27 above this? Yes, it is. Forgot about 27.
This one's hard, but I did it. And I know how to do it.
I got the answers.
Okay. 27. Keep in mind, how do you find the interest, the simple interest in an account? Okay, we have to change the percentage into a decimal, so that has to be divided by 100. 0.012. Okay. Okay. I'm putting your formula up there because there's 3 things that have to be multiplied. The P stands for the principal. It's the money in the account. What's the money in the account? 600. Yeah, it's the original money. And then we're going to multiply that by your rate that you changed into a decimal, and then multiply that by the 6. So you were perfect on your explanation. The 6 years, the original money that was in the account was $600. So that's the principal. The R is the rate, which is the percent after you divide it by 100. Because you don't want to work with percentages. You want to change them into decimals or fractions. And decimals just seem to be easier for the calculator. And then the T is how much time has gone by in years.
But you divided 1.6 by 100 and 1.6.
Yes, and then multiplied that by the 600. Because that's going to tell you the interest that's been gained in the account. And it's not 42, I can't write today. The interest gained in the account is $43.20. But the question wants to know how much money is in the account now. Interest is gained, it is earned. It's going to be B because you have to add 600 back to it. The original amount of money plus the interest will give you the current balance. All right, let's go on to 28. M and N are parallel. They're intersected by line P as shown. We're trying to find the measure of angle Q. What do we know about angle Q?
Is vertical the angle of P and M, ain't it?
It's vertical to the one that's x minus 10.
Yeah.
All right, so if angle Q is vertical to the one that says x minus 10, what does that tell you about the two angles, Lewis? They're the same size, so if you find x minus 10, you're going to find Q. Now, which ones add up to 180, Lewis? Okay, there are supplementary, so which angles are supplementary up here?
Angle P and, angle M and Q. And all.
Unfortunately, they're not labeled, so the one with the 2x plus 70 and the one with the x minus 10?
And the last one. And then,
Yeah, These two are going to be supplementary. And as Lewis said, they add up to 180. So 2x plus 70 plus x minus 10 will equal 180. Keelan.
So, what I did is I wrote down 2x plus 70 plus x minus 10. Then I put them together and I got 3x plus 60 equals 180.
Okay, so combine like terms. 3x plus 60 equals 180. Perfect.
Then I subtracted 180 by 60.
Okay, remove the one.
X equals 120.
You are correct.
Then I divided 120 by 3 and I got x equals 40.
Okay, so x equals 40. So do we stop, choose C, and go?
No.
No. What is the next step to this?
X is 40. You replace the x and x minus 10 with 40 and subtract it and the answer is 30.
Very good. We have to replace the x with the 40 to find the angle measure of 30. Excellent job. All right, we're going on to 29. The number cube has sides numbered 1 through 6, and it is going to be rolled 180 times. I don't know who has time for that, but Monica says she does. She's going to roll this 180 times, and she wants to know how many times she should expect an even number greater than 2. Which even numbers are greater than 2? 4 and 6. So what's the probability of just getting 4 or 6?
60 times.
No, it's 2, 6.
It's 2 out of 6. And we're trying to find out of 180. Eben was correct in his answer, which was 60. How you choose to solve for x is up to you. All right. Part B. We're looking for a number less than 6. So we have 5 out of 6. You're looking for out of 180. Cross multiply, figure out fractions, whatever it is you want to do. Braden, what answer did you get?
See, I kind of didn't get an answer.
Okay, Braden, don't have an answer. That's some honesty. That's okay.
Don't we just cross multiply?
You do cross multiply 180 times 5 and then divide by 6. That is not her calculator. That is her paper.
You said 5 times what?
You will cross multiply, so 180 times 5, which will get you 900,
Divide by 6.
and then divide it by 6,
150.
and you get 150.
150.
Do you want a minute to write this down?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, question number 30. We're wanting the mean rainfall. So, Victor, you want to talk this one out?
Yeah, so I added Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so you're combining these 5, and you got a sum of what?
7 is 16 over 6, and when I made it into a mixed number, I got 9 and 4 6. So I simplified it and got 9 and 2/3.
Okay, so you have a total of a 9 and 2/3. Perfect.
And then it says it wants the mean. So I divided 9 and 2/3 by 7, and I got 1 and 8 over 21.
1 and 8 over 21. Very good. You have to add them up. Divide by Why did he divide by 7 numbers when he only added 5? The 2 zeros are still counted. Very good. All right, question 31. Angles ABC and CBD are supplementary, and Keelan, take it away.
So, be quiet. So I put, can I speak?
Shh. Y'all let Keelan talk, please.
Yeah. So I put 3x plus 14 plus 5x plus 6. Then I I combine like terms, and I got 8x plus 20 equals 180.
Very good. Since they're supplementary, they add up to 180. Very good.
So then I subtracted 180 by 20 and got 8x equals 160.
Very good.
Divided 160 by 8 and got x equals 20.
So the answer is A.
No.
No.
Oh man.
What else has to be done?
Ooh, butter. You gotta plug them into the equation.
Look how you go.
We're trying to find the measure of angle ABC. ABC is 3x plus 14.
So you replace the x with 20, and that's 3 times 20, which is 60, right?
Correct.
60. Now you add 60 plus 14, and that's 74 degrees. That's D.
Very good job.
Yeah.
Excellent explanation.
That's exactly what I did.
Exactly what you did.
Yeah.
You finally got something right.
Yeah. Folks, the thing I can strongest recommend to you is when you're doing these problems that involve x's and you solve for x, before you pick your answer and move on, double check the question. Does the question say solve for x, find the value of x, or is it telling you to do something else where you need to use x? I will not erase it yet. You just got to make sure that you're looking for those things in your question. Braden.
I'm gonna be honest. Here on the 39, I did that on the computer, so I didn't do it. Like I did it like on the computer, and I didn't write my answer down on here.
That's right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that's
He did it, but he did it when he was working the problems on the computer, which is fine. All right, we good to go on to 32?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, 32 is a good, easy one. These are like those point gainers. Not everybody's hands at once on this one. Monica, do the first one for us. Sam will do the second one, and Sam will do the third one. Shh. All right. How did you get 1/3 on the first one?
I divided 9 divided by 27.
Good. 9 over 27 reduces to 1/3. We're doing y over x to find the k. All right. Sam, the second one?
1 over x, 9 divided by 18 is 0.05 repeated.
9 divided by 18 is just 0.5, babe.
I did something wrong. It's 0.5.
And as a fraction, that is
Okay.
a half. Very good. And Sam?
15 divided by 10 is 1.5. That's 3 over 2.
Very good. Excellent job. These were all set up as y equals kx. Your job was to figure out what k is.
Don't erase.
I'm not erasing. They're good. All right. Question 33.
I have answers for this though.
You have answers for this, though. Give me some answers for this.
I got, oh man. I had an answer. Wait. I remember doing this on my computer and I got it right. It was, I'm just like the ones that's not right first. That I chose on the first time. You said, so, on the first time, I had chose this one and this one. They're not right though. So, then, I ain't even like
Okay, so you're telling me that when you chose A and D as your answers, you got it wrong.
Yeah.
That would be correct because that's half wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So, and it like, it's a,
It is, well, if you're looking for two things that mean the same thing, do 0.2x and 0.8x say the same thing?
oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
All right, I want you to think about something. You're starting out with 100% of your x, okay? Discounting is markdown. It's subtraction. We're going to take away 20% of the x. And what is 100% minus 20%? It's 80% of x. So if I start with 100% of x, take away 20% of x, I'm going to get 80% of x. Let's turn all of our percents into decimals. Let's divide all those things that are in the circles by 100. What's 100% divided by 100? 1. So that leaves us with 1x. Minus 20% divided by 100.
You want me to answer that?
Yes. Move the decimal 2 places to the left if you're dividing by 100.
Well, like, can you give me a visual?
If I have 20%, I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left by dividing it by 100.
Oh,
It's 20 hundredths. Good.
oh,
So 0.20x, and that equals 80%. Let's turn it into a decimal. Let's divide it by 100. Same method. Move the decimal 2 places to the left.
to the left.
Uh-huh. So if it's right here, and I divide by 100, it's going to move 2 places left.
Yeah, so it'll be 80.
It should be 80 hundredths x. The two things, the left of the equal sign and the right of the equal sign, are your two answers you're looking for.
So C.
C and D.
I'm trash.
You had the D the first time. You're not trash. These are the harder of the questions that you'll get on these because you're really having to think algebraically rather than any other way.
I use one
Algebraically.
I use $1 as an example.
It was not allergenically. I don't know if that's even a word. All right. I'll leave it up here.
This right? Because I was honestly confusion on this.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
I'm actually pretty surprised.
That's so disrespectful.
All right, y'all. Lewis, you got it down? All right. Sam says no.
I still
Like 6. Why they so salty?
Because they have salt on them.
Yeah, I want some more though. All because, just because they're yours.
All right, let's go. 34. We're trying to figure the statement that correctly compares the two data sets. We had a problem like this when we did statistics. It was on either the review or the test, to be honest.
It's the easiest thing to do. This is probably just the most easiest but hardest. There ain't nothing easy in this class, but this is like the easiest thing, but it ain't easy.
He likes statistics is what he's saying. He likes to read graphs. It comes easier to him. Okay, we just need to basically put each sentence and apply numbers to them. The first part, the median in August. And since we're using the word about, we can be estimating these a little bit. Where would you say the median of August is? Around what number?
725.
Around 725. And it is your equal sign. About half of the median in November. So we want half of November's median. Okay, so we're looking for half of, you said 1150. So what is half of 1150? Is 575. This question is telling me that 725 is about 575. That's a little off. So we go to B, apply the same idea. The median in November, which is 1150, is about 400 more than the median in August, which is 725. So 1150 is about 1125. That is fairly close. So we definitely don't want A. B looks like it's a good choice. Let's look to C. The difference in the medians. Okay, subtract the 1150 and the 725. The difference in the medians. Afraid a calculator would be so useful right now unless you can subtract 1150 and 725 in your head.
300. I mean,
300.
I was just playing. But here you go.
Yeah.
425.
That's what I said. 25.
So it says 425 is about half of the range in November.
She said 25. Not 425. No,
She said 425.
It matters.
I heard 425. See? I heard 425.
But she said 25.
All right, what's the half of the range in November?
Half of the range.
Fisher, how do we find range?
Subtract the biggest number to the
Okay, so what are those numbers for November?
like 1,550
Okay, so 1550.
and 1,050.
Yeah, we'll do 1,050. So 1,550 minus 1,050 gives you about 500. And what is half of 500?
250.
Yeah, 250. So 425 is about 250.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with them, but C is wrong. Okay, how about D? Let's make it through these last few questions, folks. How about D? The difference in the medians, which we have already found is 425, is about half of the IQR in August. How do you find the IQR?
The Q3 minus Q1.
How do I find the Q3 and the Q1 on a box plot?
You look at the boxes. I mean, the little lines on the outside.
Yeah, no, it's the box.
Well, yeah, the box.
Yeah, the ends of the box give us the IQR. So we're looking about 625 and 925. What's the IQR?
You said 625.
Yeah, 625 is the left, 925 is the right.
300.
Is about 300. What's about half of 300?
150.
150. Is 425 about 150? Uh-uh.
I got it right.
You got it right.
Let's go.
We's excited now.
No.
That's so big.
Sit down. No.
All right, question 35. Any volunteers on this one? It wasn't the worst question. All right, Sam?
So I took 96 minus 10 because it's a $10 bonus.
Okay, so 96 minus 10, you removed the bonus. And got,
86.
uh-huh.
And I divided that by 4 because she does 4 for it. She gets $4 for every delivery.
So the $86 divided by $4 an hour.
I got 21.5. And then if you convert that into a fraction, it's 21 and 1 of it.
Very good. It gives you the D as the answer. You had to remove the weekly bonus and then divide the money by the hours. That actually, Eben, that was the confusion on this problem, was thinking that it was $10 a day that she worked, rather than overlooking the fact that it is a weekly bonus. So you only get it once a week. All right, 36. We have a sandbox that is 6 feet and 10 feet. They're installing a circular flower bed, and we're trying to figure out the square feet of sand that will be around it. What does square feet talk about finding?
Area.
Sir, square feet is area. So this is an area question. It's your rectangle minus your circle. And we're talking about area here. All right, Sam, start us out.
Okay, so the area of the square or rectangle is 60.
Okay.
If you multiply 6 times 3. Anyway, and then the diameter of the circle is 6.
All right, let's stop right there. The diameter of the circle is 6. It's the one piece of information that many have been overlooking, not paying attention to the fact that the circle bottom and the circle top touch the top and the bottom of the rectangle. Ew.
Find area of a circle. You have to do find the radius.
Okay, so we need the radius of the circle, which is
3.
very good.
And then you have to square that, which is 3 times 3 is 9. And then you have to multiply that by pi, which is 3.4.
Okay, so we're using the area formula of a circle, pi times the radius squared. Okay, so 28.26.
And then if you do 60 minus 28.26, it'll give you 32.
Okay,
It'll give you like 31.74, but if you round up.
yeah, I would have rounded and just done 60 minus 28. And you are correct that even if you round after, 32 is the correct answer. Very good. Okay, which event is most likely to occur? So we want the closest to 0. We want the one that goes above 1/2, above 50%. That is what we're looking for.
If you would have told me that before, it would have took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is what most likely means. Most likely means that you're going to be greater than 1/2, or you can think about you have to be greater than 50%. You want the number closest to 1, furthest from 0. So what's the probability of A landing on heads? Yeah, that is 50%. That's your middle point. B, we're going to spin a 3 on a spinner that's divided into 4 sections, equal sections, numbered 1 through 4. 25%, or 1 out of 4. We need to pick a red marble from a bag of marbles that contains 3 blue, 4 red, and 2 green. How many red marbles are there? 4 red out of how many total? 9. What is 4 out of 9 in percentage? Divide it, multiply by 100. Yeah, it's about 44%. Our bottom one, we're going to roll a number cube, 1 through 6, and we want to land on a number less than 5. How many numbers 1 through 6 are less than 5? 4 out of 6, which is about what percent?
66.
It's going to round about 67%. So there's only one of these that fits the most likely explanation, which is D. You're going to choose the one that's the highest percent.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What if it's like 66, right? Like, say for instance, what if it's like on one question, well, on one answer choice, C had equal to 66, but then D equal to 66 too, but you rounded it up.
I don't think they would give you one like that unless it was a multi-select having 2 answers too close together, or 2 answers sitting in the category is most likely.
What if they do that?
And then I really hope it's a multi-select, and if it's select 1, pick the higher number. Most likely needs the highest percent. All right, 38. We're trying to figure out how many feet wide lot B is. We have no dimensions on lot B. Sam.
Okay, so it says the combined area of the lots is 1,848.
Okay, so A plus B, since they're combined, is 1848. Great.
If you multiply the area of A, it's 42 times 33 equals 1,386.
Okay, so that's A, 1386, and you got your B is 1848.
You subtract 1848 minus 138.6, and you'll get like an answer.
Okay, what answer do you get when you subtract them?
462.
462.
And if you divide that by 42,
Okay, so since your area is base times height, we need to divide the area by, why do I have a B there? Whatever. You said divide your 462 by 42, and you get 11 as your answer. Well done.
Please don't delete it.
I will not delete it. All right, we need a volunteer for question 39 because it's just fun.
Me?
All right, me.
Wait, hold on, never mind.
Burn it.
All right, never mind, he says.
Wait, I'll try it though.
Burn it.
Yeah, everything about trying.
Burn it.
I'll take my time too.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
in my understanding, if you have a number on the outside of parentheses, don't you supposed to multiply?
The only time you can do that if there's addition and subtraction inside.
Okay, so it's just division inside.
Yeah, you've got, so this one is do parentheses first, then finish the problem.
Okay, so what you want to do is, you want to do negative 7 ninths divided by 1/3. And then in division, you always keep things flipped.
So negative 7/9 times 3 over 1. What will that give you?
21 over 9. Well, negative 21.
Negative 21 over 9.
And then don't you...
We still have this 2, so it still needs to come down. And it's a negative 2 over 1, so what does it now need to do?
Multiply.
It needs to multiply, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gracious.
You multiply those together, and then you got, wait, don't multiply, you just multiply straight across.
Multiply straight across, you are correct.
So you got positive 42, and then, what, do the negative, positive 42, and then just a 9.
Correct. 42 over 9. That right there is eliminating A and B because it's not negative.
And then how many times can 9 go into 42?
Correct.
Do that 4 times, and then you have 2 left out. And you got
Well, 9 times 4 is 36. How many more to go from 36 to 42?
So you do 42 minus 36, and that'll give you 6.
6. So you have 4 and 6/9.
Yeah. Oh, then you simplify it.
You simplify it down to D.
Yeah.
Very good, Braden.